But listen, along that line, I'm a fan of a guy named Tennessee Brando. I know many of you have shared him with me. I like him. I like his folksiness. He doesn't quite have the bow beard going on, and he doesn't handle things like Bell does. And Bell and Bo, I love them to death. But Tennessee Brando on a channel, I think the group he works with. Honestly, I don't listen to much of them. I have a difficult time dealing with the way they go about things, but I like the way he goes about things. He goes about things from a very pastoral way. He approaches things from what I would say is in a very spiritual way. Today, I watched one of his videos while I was getting ready for basketball, which is one of the things that I often do. I sort of cram multiple things in at the same time anyway. So I'm watching one of his videos, and he said something in the video that I thought was really, really important. Now, this is kind of, I guess, in response to his video, but by no means am I bashing him. I'm not. I think what he's conveying is a feeling that many, many, many Americans have, especially Americans who may have voted for Harris or who voted against Trump. I think what he's conveying in this video is a very valid, a very sincere, a very authentic perspective, and one that everybody should take seriously. What he says in the video, he says a lot of really good stuff, and I'll post a link to the video when I post this online, but he's talking about forgiving. He's talking about, having supper with people who voted MAGA. And he's talking about forgiveness. And he says, I'm not into it. He says, people are going to tell me that I'm supposed to have forgiveness in my heart. I don't think I do, he says. I don't think I do. I don't think I should be giving them a free pass. And that grabbed me. I'm like, oh. He said, I don't think we should be giving them a free pass. I don't think we should be letting them off the hook. That this is what they chose, and what they chose has consequences, and it matters, and it means something going forward. And I don't think they should get. If I don't think forgiveness is in the cards, because I don't think they should get a free pass out of it. Here's the thing that I want to say for all of you out there who are feeling this way. Number one, forgiveness is rarely about the person or the people we are angry with. Forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves. It is a gift that we give ourselves. Okay? So, just real quick, I'm going to show you a couple. This comes from the American Psychological Association. It says, forgiveness involves willfully putting aside feelings of resentment towards someone or someone's, a group of people, who have committed a wrong, been unfair or hurtful, or otherwise harmed you in some way. Forgiveness is not merely accepting what happened and ceasing to be angry. That is not what it is. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves. I release them from my resentment. I release them from my feelings of betrayal, from my feelings of anger, from my feelings of pain. I release them. It's for me. Because if I don't release them, I will carry them going forward. And I'll be damned if I'm going to carry them. Why? Why would you want to carry somebody? Why would you want to carry somebody like that? So forgiveness is about letting go of our resentment. And for what it's worth, this is what WebMD, and you can anything you find on the internet. It says resentment is a buildup of negative emotions such as anger, frustration, and disappointment. It often comes from feeling like you've been wronged. Signs include behaviors such as withdrawing and acting out. If not addressed, it can damage your relationships and lead to mental and physical health issues. It can damage your relationships, not just with the people you're angry with, not just the people you have the resentment with. It can damage your relationships in general. It can leave you feeling cynical. It can leave you feeling. It can leave you living in a way that is negative. Our brains can literally become wired to these negative impulses and feelings, right? And it can have real physical, not just emotional, not just spiritual, not just mental consequences. It can have real physical consequences, negative consequences to our health. We forgive for us, folks. Okay? That's why we forgive. We don't forgive because those other people are deserving. No, we don't. And even Jesus doesn't say we forgive others because they are deserving of our forgiveness. No, we forgive others for us. It is a very selfish act. Now, with that being said, I'm going to tell you straight up, I think the way Jesus talked about forgiveness was a matter of we forgive and we let go of our anger and we let go of our resentment and the relationship can return and all that. I really do believe that when Jesus spoke about forgiveness, that it was a full kind of hearty forgiveness that I am just not capable of at this point in my life. It's something for me to reach for. It's something for me to strive for. But it is not something that I am capable of achieving every single time. In some cases, I can achieve the Jesus level of forgiveness. In other cases, I'm lucky to achieve the Ed level of forgiveness. Forgiveness, though, with all this being said, forgiveness, it's not about a free pass. It's not about letting somebody off the hook. It's not about eliminating the chance for that someone may face the consequences for their actions, for their behaviors, for their words. When we're betrayed, there's a consequence to that. The relationship is damaged. The relationship, in some cases, is severed, or it should be severed for the safety of the person who is betrayed. But that's not the consequence of the anger. That's not the consequence of the betrayal. That's not the consequence of the pain. That's the consequence of the action that led to it. Therefore, it's not my consequence. If you harm me and I say, I forgive you, hopefully I can get to a place where I say I forgive you, it means I'm not going to carry you. I'm not going to carry this anger. I'm not going to carry this resentment. I'm going to very intentionally, very willfully and actively work to let it go. But that doesn't mean the relationship between you and I is restored. What it means is at the very least, I now have new information about you that helps me determine what kind of relationship I want to have. And if that information says, this, I don't want to spend any time with this person. This person has values. This person has ideals. This person believes things that I just don't want to be around. This person acts in ways or speaks in ways that I don't need in my life. I can, with this new information, determine whether or not you or that person or whoever it happens to be is someone that is beneficial to my life. Is this a person that brings joy? Is this a person that brings light? Is this a person that brings life? Is this a person that helps me become a better person? Is this a person that helps me grow? Is this a person that helps me heal? Is this a person that helps me do they help me with hope? Do they bring peace into my life? If so, I want them as a part of my life. Forgiveness. I'm going to come back to it. Forgiveness is about you. Forgiveness is about me. Forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves, because I don't want to carry around anybody. I don't want to carry them. I don't want to carry around the pain that they caused me. I don't want to carry around the resentment that they caused me. I don't want to carry around the betrayal. I don't want to carry around their values. I don't want to have these arguments. I don't want to have these conversations. I don't want to engage in this kind of rhetoric. I'm done. So I'm going to let you go. That's an act of forgiveness. I'm going to let you go on your way. I love you. I can love you and still be angry with you. I can love you and not like you very much. I love you. God bless you. I pray nothing but the best for you. But this thing between you and I is no longer. I forgive you, but this thing between you and I is no longer. I forgive you, but what I've seen has showed me, reminded me, informed me for the first time that this relationship, it costs too much. It costs me too much, and I don't have that to give. God bless you on your journey. Forgiveness isn't about giving a free pass. Forgiveness isn't about letting somebody off the hook. Forgiveness isn't about making sure that there's no consequences for their actions. That's not forgiveness. That's unnatural. There are consequences to our actions. We know in physics, right? Isn't it? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Isn't that Newtonian? Right? There are consequences to our words. There are consequences to our behaviors. There are consequences to the things that we do. There are consequences to the values we espouse. I can forgive you. Doesn't mean you're not going to pay those consequences. And one of those consequences, coming back to what Tennessee Brandon was talking about with those relationships, one of those consequences could be the severance of these relationships. One of the consequences could be, you showed me who you really are, and I've decided that I don't want a relationship with a person like that. I don't hate you. I love you. I don't wish ill upon you. I wish God's blessings upon you. But I'm not going to save you from the consequence of showing me who you really are. And so, again, I bid you Godspeed on your journey. Don't mistakenly believe that forgiveness is for the other person. It's not. It's a gift that God asks you to give yourself. You don't want the resentment and you don't want the anger. It's a toxin. It's a poison. But in the same breath, in forgiving others, there's nothing that says the relationship should go back to what it was before you knew who they really were. The relationship should go back to what it was, just light and breezy and easy going. No, that's your choice. You get to choose who your friends are. You get to choose who your family is. Amen.